What is going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me today. So let's dive into Fallout. We're going to talk about season 2, episodes 2 and 3. So let's start with season season 2, episode 1, The Golden Rule. Now, we see this picks up right where season 1 not season 1, blah. Episode 1 left off, as we saw our big bad, of course, in the new Vault-Tec facility, getting ready to do some shady stuff. We also um, see him, just really diving into his old world, how things used to be, him and his suit and everything. We'll talk more about that later. But right now, let's delve right into what this story really talks about. And one of the things it does talk about is Maximus' backstory. We see Maximus at his home. We see the New California Republic. We see this little town they built and everything. It's kind of nice. We see Maximus' dad, trying to get fresh water out. And surprise, he actually does get fresh water. I mean, it's great. He's married. He's got a wife. They're thinking about maybe now that they have fresh water, they can have their kid possibly down the road. And it's sad because we all wondered back in season 1. We did see that it was destruction, chaos in Maximus' hometown. And the Brotherhood of Steel eventually comes in, but we don't know how it happened. And then, sure enough, this part of the episode talks about how it happened and who did it. As we all know, it was Lucy's dad, but we see how he does it, and it goes right back to that mind control device that he put in the back of some guy's head, which is also a call out to one of the Fallout games, because you do see him repeating the same phrase over and over again in the game as well. And it's just heartbreaking, because Maximus' dad actually tries to disarm the bomb, but unfortunately he sees he cannot do it. He tries. Unfortunately, there was a trick wire or something, and then ultimately he could not do it. So he basically got his wife, told her told her she loves him, she loves her, and that they need to get their son in the fridge. And right where the bomb goes off, we go back right to the vault. We see Lucy's dad and her little brother, and we see on his Pip-Boy that the bomb, went off and everything. And he just goes on reading them a story. I mean, what the fuck? How messed up is this guy? So messed up enough, he nukes the entire area, and then he just goes off and be like, okay, kids, let's read a story. I mean, that is just some seriously messed up stuff. We also dive into the Brotherhood of Steel. The Elder Cleric, of course, tries to push more of his religious views on the Brotherhood. As we see now, we have Area 51 that they found. They're just exploring everything, and they also found an alien. And, they're just going through everything, discovering and just enjoying everything. They even shot up a car, which I'm like, oh my god, they just use that as target practice. They don't even see how nice that car is. And we also get a chance to see some of the other chapters of the Brotherhood, which was kind of nice. Definitely very different. I'm actually more curious if we'll ever get like a spin-off series that follows the Brotherhood and everything in certain chapters, which I think would be very interesting. But ultimately, the Elder Cleric, the Maximus tries to form them all together. So of course, they can just rule and just be like, no, New Republic, New California Republic, you're not gonna rule the area. It's gonna be us. And Maximus has some concerns about that because on one hand, he's really fully embraced it, being a knight, kicking ass and everything. And he's got the respect of the entire crew too. But he does have some questions. We also see Lucy and the ghoul as they are exploring more of the area. Unfortunately, our favorite ghoul gets stabbed by what? The giant scorpion. That is why, right, folks, we get our first giant scorpion. Well, not first giant scorpion. There have been, other scorpions and whatnot we've seen, but the giant one, this is our first look at it, and it is amazing. Great. We even get to see, baby scorpions as well. Lucy's whole thing, though, her and the ghoul still have problems because the only reason we even get to see the scorpion is because Lucy heard, someone screaming help, help, screaming, they need help, assistance, and Lucy's like, the way she was raised, you gotta help people, it's the right thing to do, and the ghoul's like, fuck no, man, that's like side quest shit. You don't You don't need to do the side quest stuff. You need to just keep moving forward, take care of yourself. Lucy, of course, being Lucy, she's gonna go in. There's a big scuffle, fight, and everything else. Ultimately, the ghoul does get hurt, poisoned, unfortunately. But the woman who they end up saving, she got hurt as well. Lucy decides to save her, take her back to her people, and the ghoul is pretty much telling her, "You do not want to do that. Her people, that you just don't want to do it." And she's like, "Well, I'm doing it anyway." And so it's a lot of you seeing the ghoul's output in life and everything, and we'll see Lucy trying to do the right thing in a world where chaos is really, just rampant. I mean, yes, we've seen that there are some good people with the New California Republic and the Brotherhood of Steel. We do see there's trying to be some sense of goodness, um, but Lucy's got to, like, I think, just tone it down, because Lucy, girl, you are just like not getting the fact this in this world, your rules don't really apply here so much. You got to learn to bend them, break them, and sometimes just ignore them. But yes, we also get our first look with this in the with the Legionnaires, and that is pretty much it. Oh, also, there's a big fight between Titus Maximus and another Brotherhood of the Steel. They fight and whatnot, and then before it ends, lo and behold, we get a special guest. You guess it, Paladin Xander Harkness, played by Kumali Najati. If you ever seen Marvel's Eternals, he's the Indian guy. But if you also seen him in other stuff as well, I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, Silicon Valley. Yes, he was Dinesh in Silicon Valley. If you ever seen that show, that is him in this episode. But why do I get the feeling that he's not gonna last that long? And now let's jump into episode 3, and it's just, whoo, man, we're here. We're getting more backstory with the ghoul and everything. Him stopping off at the veterans area to watch his friend get an award and everything. We see the Legionnaires. We get more Legionnaires. We get Caesar and Lucy. Being Lucy, she points out that some of the languages that they're using is more not really Roman, but another different language. She basically calls out saying, "You guys are really like just choosing the words here. You're doing. I mean, it's just something." And what do? They crucify her. Well, they strung her up on a cross. They didn't crucify her. But Lucy, unfortunately, like I said previously, she does just not get it. Look, you gotta choose your words and what you're gonna do here. And then, of course, we get back to Maximus and the Brotherhood. Him and Xander start to bond and everything. And Xander's like, hey, man, why is your elder making all these decisions? Guys like you and me, the fighters, the soldiers, we're the ones that really stop things from going bad. We should, like, hang out and whatnot. So, Maximus, of course, takes him in a plane and they go out for a bit. We see the ghoul trying to find some members of the new California Republic to maybe help him get Lucy back. Fortunately, the new California Republic is just a few soldiers left. They are not, I'm sorry guys, but I mean, we see in the game, New California Republic, they are not well organized and everything. They don't have much in the way of resources and whatnot. I mean, in the game, you do see pockets of them and everything, but I mean, in the show, I think it really does a good job, because it does show like they're just scattered everywhere, and there's not that many of them. Which is sad, unfortunately, but you know what? It's war. I mean, it's constant war, so, but it just seems like the New Republic. I'm thinking like, the Autobots from like the Transformer movies. There's not that many of them, but there's more like Decepticons and everything out there. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but you know what I mean. Not too many of them. The ghoul finds them. We also get a call out to one of those robots that you will see if you play the Fallout games. He's like the sheriff one, and we do see another one of those that has like the army guy in his face. It's the ones that got like that screen, and it's just awesome seeing these things in here, because you see them in the game, and it's like how they gonna look in the TV show, and then sure enough, there you go. This is what they look like, and I gotta say, I'm not too upset with it. I think it's good, overall. I hope we get to see more of these machines and whatnot. So meanwhile, we also this is something I did not think we see again so soon. We see the not Xander, Maximus's old brother Steel Buddy. You know, the guy who used to beat the crap out of him. As we last saw him, he found out he was a ghoul and everything, and so he just went off. Now we see him managing a bunch of kids. Some of them are normal, some of them are ghouls, and some of them are just like get these like boils on one of them. I mean, it's just, and he's just enjoying it. You know, he's like, I'm floor manager and everything, and it's something. He seems like profoundly happy. He's good with the kids and everything. Kids actually look a little happy and whatnot. Um, but we're jumping back to Lucy and the Ghoul. The Ghoul meets up, with the remaining New Republic. They ask him, New California Republic. They ask him to assist with them fighting the Legionnaires. Oh, I almost forgot to ask. The Legionnaires are there's two different groups, two different Caesars, both trying to be the one Caesar. The person who was Caesar previously left like a note, a will saying who he was supposed to be his successor. But unfortunately, his body's like stuck right there in the middle of their camp, and neither side will let the other get the paper to see who is actually supposed to be the legit heir to the throne. So they've just been fighting left and right. Macaulay Culkin is in this as well, as we saw from the trailer. So seeing his character, that was interesting. I'm hoping we'll see more of him in the coming episodes. Now, the ghoul has its own like little epiphany. We see him think back to his friends. We think he thinks about his best friend especially, and what he says. And we get this lighter. He gets this lighter. He ends up giving it to him, and we see this lighter again when the ghoul goes to the camp, gets Lucy and everything, and it's just